go away. The wreckage and ash are still there. That it would go away, but it's useless. Even if it burns down, the wreckage and ash are still there.
Hello, good morning everyone. So, as the title implies, 0151 has been running scared for the last couple weeks. Last week, or I think the week before. Hey, what's up, Alex? Hope you're doing well. He decided to dox Stabby Shade. Now, a lot of people are debating. They're saying first name isn't a dox, but he was putting out the initial threat, right? As if he had something, and he does have her dox. She confirmed that. So this was a means to get back. Like Kirsten R., who had said that she didn't want to have a relationship with him anymore whatsoever. What's up, Warlord? Good to see you, buddy. And that she was done dealing with his whiny crybaby bullshit when he would get far too drunk and just be a little bitch. So after he had paid Zatachi off, right? That's when he kind of started getting exposed. So he's been going on at like just basically the peak of fucking dawn when Queen Wasp is live. And that's what he's relegated to hiding out in. Right. So Queen Wasp is constantly lying to her guests. Hebrew Hammer. Oh, you know, I hadn't even gone into the fucking Discord yet. I'm a retard. Actually, perfect segue. So Hebrew Hammer here was outside of the, on the backstage, I should say, of Queen Wasp, and she keeps lying. She keeps saying that she has a shitty connection. She just had Allie up there. She will only allow guests that don't attack 0151. I've emailed her about this because I have her personal email. I'm not going to put her name out there, so don't worry. I don't intend on doing that. But Queen Wasp is definitely protecting Zero for pretty much no reason, other than I can only assume money. Right? Queen Wasp, I didn't think was the kind of person that would just do shit for money, but I have been, proven wrong time and time and time again as this little globe kind of turns. How much meth does Allie do? I would assume a lot. Right? Allie's one of those people that she constantly comes on here and tells the same story about, oh, I'm not on here. It's good to just, not have all the drama. It's so good. Like, she's told that story 8 times in the last year. Right? Like, we get it. We got it the first time. Oh, shit. Hold on. You're on the wrong channel. Give me a second. God damn. This Red Bull is hitting me hard. Okay, go ahead and talk again.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you're coming through. Okay, so your user experience with Queen Wasp and her panel was not good. You want to explain that a bit?
Yes, kind of. I mean, I went in the I said what's up, and I asked her why my main account was blocked. So I came into my backup account, which is Hebrew Hammer. It's just the same thing, but it's just another account. And she wouldn't answer me, so I went in the basement, and she keeps telling me I'm not connected, but when you go on StreamYard and you try to connect it tells you you're not connected. It tells you to fix some, it comes. And she's like, I got a bad connection. It's raining outside. And so I left, and then I came back thinking, okay, maybe it's something, and then it's not because I'm connected. I'm typing like a fucking book in the back chat saying, hey, can you let me up? Like, I'll be respectful. Like, I have no battle. I just want to say what's up and ask her a couple questions. And obviously she won't let me up. And like, I came up again and she's like, nope, bad connection. And then Allie came up and she let Allie right up, and I'm still in the basement just sitting there. So obviously she's full of shit. Like, get it?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix your audio real quick because they keep bitching about it.
Oh, here, let me fix this. I'll just hop on my laptop and instead of my because I have my other headset on, and it's not very good.
It looks like it's coming through. That's what's getting to me. It's just like it should be, but
it's just the way it is.
Yeah, go ahead and hop on the other on the laptop.
All right, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so for those of you who couldn't really hear, basically he was saying that he was trying to jump back there, and yeah, she is just straight lying about that. I don't understand why. It doesn't really make any sense other than, like I said, she's trying to protect Zero from criticism. I can only assume Zero's kind of like paying her not a lump sum, but more just like progressively over time as he's protected up there. Right? Paying for protection, especially from just harmless people like myself that, don't even really do much, just kind of sit here and talk, is some absolute bitch-made shit. Zero, I think, knows that he did something wrong because he's left almost every server that a lot of us share, so he's avoid of criticism. Right? That's very apparent. My guess is that he doesn't actually want to take responsibility for the shitty actions that he displayed, and so he's just going to sit there on Queen Wasps while he thinks none of us are paying attention at 3, 4 in the morning, which we are. Well, at least I am. Right? But what did Zero do? Yeah, he was drunk raging, and he got mad at Kirsten R and Stabby Shade, and he decided to dox them. So he was facing backlash for that, and as soon as he faced the tiniest bit of backlash, he started crying and basically trying to tell us that, like, oh no, that's not what I did. That's not what I did. Now he already paid Zatachi, I think it was somewhere around $800 for some stupid bass guitar that he wanted. But part of that stipulation was for Zero to let a dox kind of ride on Zatachi's channel. I don't think he'll ever get sober. I think it's too far embedded. You know, we've known 0151 to be this terrible fucking drunk pretty much his entire time on here. Yeah, Zatachi doesn't really want to take any responsibility for this. You know, he's saying, like, oh no, I had nothing to do with it, while also threatening Stabby Shade's docs on Silver Diamonds, which Silver Diamond is trying to cover up. She's trying to say, oh no, that's not what happened, you're misinterpreting that. What Zatachi has said, and he admitted this yesterday, is, I have your docs, and I don't do anything with it. But he's using it as a gambit, as a threat. Right?
I have the screenshot if you want me to send it to you.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put that up on the screen.
Yeah, hold on, give me a minute. Go ahead and talk now.
Okay.
It'll be a second.
Oh, you're good. But this has been going on for the better half of a week and a half. Right? This has been something a lot of them have been avoiding. Right? I've tried to approach Zatachi about this. Zero is going to Queen Wasp. Queen Wasp will not let me up. Right? Despite the fact that I've emailed her, despite the fact that I've tried to reach out to her personally and say, hey, you know, you didn't used to be like this, you didn't used to pull this bullshit. What's going on? She's more or less unresponsive to the whole situation. I kind of just don't understand this. It seems that 0151 at the end of the day really got his... When did that happen? That didn't... Wait, hold on. No, I know almost everything about Silver's shit on here. When did that happen?
Wait, what? What's that?
No, me and AC aren't cool. I'm not friends with Mexicans.
I put it in the side chat in the Discord. I don't know how to...
No, you're good.
Send it to you.
No, I can use it there.
But that's what I got. I mean, when they told me about it. So. But let's see. I mean, there's not really. I don't know if that's a full-on threat, but like the way it sounds. I mean, I would definitely be like, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Well, we can let people decide for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a screenshot. Obviously, that's Silver Diamond's panel, and you got Zero at the bottom saying, I have your information, and I never let it out. Keep calling me a doxer. So that last part in particular, keep calling me a doxer. Okay, so, or what?
Right. And what I was going to say is, and we just left Zats, and that's where all this shit went down. We just, like, literally, it was like 1 minute and that we went to Silver's, and that happened. Like, they dropped that. So it was still heated, you know? So, like, obviously, I find it kind of threatening, you know?
Right.
But that's my opinion on it. I'm just giving people context. Like, it wasn't like it was later. Like, it was, like, literally, like, 5 minutes later. Like, so.
So, rest assured, this behavior is just kind of very... It's just cringe, right? It's cringe that we got Zatachi to such a point that he's just trying to use people's doxes against him to admit criticism, you know, to try to get out of it. He says, oh, I'll put out your docs if you keep calling me a doxer. Which is that not ironic?
And one thing real quick, I mean I like Zat. I've been cool with him the whole time and everything, and like I like hanging out with him and stuff. But like one thing I've noticed about him is he will do anything for some money. Like, and like if Zero was paying for that docs to run through, that's, and like people are letting that happen, that's fucked up. Like you're paying somebody off to run a docs.
Well, he'll do anything for money except work.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, you got to think of that too. Like, I've seen him, you know what I mean? I've heard Zero, like, say do this, and he would do it from, you know, and get money. But yeah, anyways. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
All right.
I just want to come up and share my little piece.
All right. Well, thank you. That's what I don't get is a lot of these people will go out of their way to do this, especially for money. If money's involved, then all the rules go out the window, right? People's information gets leaked, people get protected, and all kinds of other nefarious bullshit, all for the sake of, hey, take this money and shut up. Zero has been doing this for quite some time, right? This is not something unfamiliar with him. At what point do we as a community really kind of ice this kind of stuff out? You know what I mean? How many times is this kind of guy, or is this kind of person, I should say, going to be able to take advantage of particular panels to have himself protected? Because at this point, he tried the whole, I'm going to pay you money and leave the stocks up. As soon as he got called out for that, as soon as he got criticism for that, now he's paying for protection. That's, Alex, I agree. It's one of the reasons I'm not really a fan of Roscon, for instance. I don't hate Roscon in any capacity. I would have to actually care about her to hate her, right? I just don't find her whole kind of schmoozing with money to be kind of. I just don't like that, right? It just makes me think that they're paying for, they're paying to play kind of deal. If that makes sense. Ugh. God damn. But I told Zero, he can take the link at any time. He's more than welcome. He left my Discord server. He also left Abe's Discord server. I don't know if there was any other Discord server he shared. He also blocked me on Discord. Hard block. Now, he's never done that before. At least as far as I know. And it just seems like he's scared of the criticism. My problem is more with Queen Wasp. That's what I truly don't understand, is why she finds it acceptable to pretend that people aren't connected in the back, to leave people back there and see. Yeah, no, nerd. That's what I don't get. And I think to a point, Zero does know that, and that's why he just hard blocked me as soon as he could. Right? That's why he doesn't show up on Satachi's anymore. That's why he doesn't show up a lot of places anymore. He doesn't want a place where he has to face any kind of criticism. He's like a drunk, retarded Roscon. Right? And I find it funny, the people that throw down the most money, people that pay for this, are the people with the thinnest skin. Right? I noticed as soon as you criticize these people, they get very upset almost immediately. And it doesn't even have to be any harsh criticism, right? I'm known for laying down some harsh criticisms, and, it's just my opinions, which are exclusively mine. They don't have to be yours. They don't have to be anybody else's, right? But it's to the point where people have to pay to bar me from things because of the harsh truths that I would have to tell them. Zero, to me, in this case, is a little bitch. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Queen Wasp is trying to say that no, she didn't accept any money. But the thing is, it's very obvious to me that she did, because she's playing these little fucking games. And she's getting so mad at just the most basic of comments. She timed you, Abe, and me out all in the same live stream for pretty much nothing. And I would invite Queen Wasp to jump up here as well. Right? But I don't think she'll do that. Which is unfortunate. Because up until this point, up until Queen Wasp was paying zero. Or being paid by zero. Jeez. It's early, sorry. Me and her were just fine. In fact, she would send me personal emails. Saying thank you. I'm glad you stood up for me. Yada, yada, yada. And I did a few times. There was some guy, I forget his username, but he was coming at Queen Wasp for having that baby on the stream, which, again, where Queen Wasp is in the community isn't where the shit show is. And I think a lot, or like Vegas Valley for that matter, which I think a lot of people get conflated. Right? For instance, I would never want somebody to have their tiny little baby on the shit show. I don't think that's a good place to have something like that. But you got Queen Wasp's channel where there's like 13 people watching, and all of them are usually like either older people or, just people that actually know her in this community. That's not a bad place. All right, that's probably the most harmless place. I'm going to give a shout out to the Tilp. Who did we get to shout out the Tilp yesterday? I'm trying to remember. Who was that? We got somebody to shout it out. But this whole controlled by money thing, it's getting really gay. Right? I'm just wondering how long Zero is going to happen to find himself to a point where he needs to be protected. Because he's apparently he's on a trust, so he's got lots of money to burn. Right? It's just how long does he really want to hide? How long does he want to avoid criticism? And that I just don't know. The longer he avoids me, or Hebrew, or Abe, any one of us that actually has criticism for him, the worse it's going to get. The more questions we're going to have. The more this is going to build up. The less places he's going to be welcome. And I think deep down he knows that. Now, Zatachi, on the other hand, keeps letting us up. Every time he's questioned about it, he cries, basically. He's like, oh, I didn't do this. I'm not responsible. Zatachi has become one of the biggest crybabies on this platform. And that, to me, is extremely sad. I want to go over more of that in my Wednesday show, and I plan to. But Zatachi still has a problem with drunk driving. Right? This is what... Hey, what's up, Angel? Good to see you. This is one thing we pointed out a while ago to him, to his dismay. He really, really was upset. He goes, oh, I just had one beer. It's okay that I drove. No! 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 And even when I questioned him about it yesterday, he says, listen, there's an okay amount of alcohol to have when you're driving. Abso-fucking-lutely not. I firmly do not believe that. Right? Whether it's Hebrew, whether it's Willie, whether they're trying to pretend Doc did, I thought that was funny. Like Doc even got his wife on there and be like, he wasn't driving, and then they went back and they looked at the footage and no, he wasn't driving. Right? Joey seems to be having a mental breakdown beyond belief, which is absolutely hilarious to me. I kind of figured after prison things weren't going to go great. You can't go from solitary to real life and just have that transition go easily. So he's been having a hard time. You know, that's the other side of the coin. It seems that Joey, well, he seems to be going through a hard time. You know, so last night he had blocked Big Mama, which I found really odd, right? That's his girl. That's his main squeeze, even though she lives in a different country. He pretends that they're in the same house. They're absolutely not. And blocking her just seems kind of petty and weird, right? She was just on panel not too long ago, I think a couple days ago. And now she's just hard blocked. Oh yeah, no, he's still on parole. Now, I myself, I don't even know this probation officer guy or the number or whatever. From what I can tell, there is people who do, though. And that's who he lets kind of run over him on his own show. So, for example, people are wondering why Zell and Nunzio have such a strong foothold over there, even though he constantly has problems with them. Well, it is because Nunzio/Zell will call his probation officer at the drop of a hat. Now, he keeps screaming about how his probation officer doesn't care. There's... let's see what we've got here. Oh, well, we'll see if that happens. I doubt it. Yeah, no, he's saying his probation officer doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit unless he's attacking the victim, unless he's doing this and that and this and that and the other thing. The probation officer just doesn't give a shit. Turns out that's not the truth. At all. One of the stipulations of his probation is not to be on the internet making threats at people. Well, if you paid attention to Vegas Valley in the last couple weeks, you can assess that he has been making threats on the internet, which is what he went to jail for. So it's not really all that difficult to say, hey, this guy's doing it again. And he ends up getting a call from the probation officer saying, hey, you better cut it out, or guess what? You're going back to the claim. That's it. That's the long and short of it. There's no, I'm going to, slap you on the wrist. There's no, you're going to timeout. You're just going back to jail, which is one thing he's deathly afraid of. I noticed Nunzio and JoJo have that in common. They are both deathly afraid of the common area in jail. So they will sit there and beg to go into ASIC or solitary, right? I get it. I wouldn't want to go to prison, right? That sounds like a horrible time. I try to stay within the confines of the law. These two, on the other hand, are almost destined for it. Clandestine, if you will, for jail. Let's see. Oh, I already knew that. Oh my god, you're so dumb. That is crazy, though. Hold on. Hold on. So, fucking Abe brought some old news to my attention. Today in old news. So Allie was in the movie A Christmas Story. I think everybody already kind of knew this one. But it's just kind of crazy to think that, like, this community, that was her. That was her in the movie. That's crazy. She sat next to the main character. You know what I mean? And now look at her. It's crazy to think that, like, somebody goes from being in one of the most beloved movies of all time to a YouTube panelist who had got the shit end of the stick and pre-meth. And now they're just kind of that's what kills me about Allie, is she tells the same story over and over again every single time. It really drives me nuts. It's always, I'm not on here anymore. Oh, I just get on here sometimes. I don't even talk to that person anymore. I run a channel and I only get like 3 viewers, but I like it that way. That's why I came onto this channel, so I could talk to people, because there's no one talking to me on my fucking channel, because you never really made an imprint, right? Allie's big thing was being Huck's friend. Huck threw her in the trash. What do you do there? That's it. Where's Rick Crude? Rick Crude had a stroke. And not of genius. No, he just had the regular kind. He cannot use the left side of his body. So he's been bedridden to the hospital ever since. Now, I'm not going to go as far as be like, oh, get well, Rick. Oh, we've already been through this before. All right? When his foot got removed, right? The entire foot. Rick is a product of his own making, right? He doesn't take care of himself. And the one thing I always say about your health is you got to take care of your health because nobody else will. That's it. That's just the long and short of it, right? I started taking steps into caring about my health, just with exercise, just with eating better, not eating fast food. I'm guilty of the occasional energy drink, right? Like you were seeing me drink at the beginning of this. I love Red Bull. Probably my favorite out of all of them. But other than that, I try to stick to a pretty healthy regimen. A lot of these other people, on the other hand, not so much. Whether it's, just drugs, a lot of alcohol, a lot of these people are just an absolute fucking mess. I think one of the biggest things in this community that is a huge killer is fast food. And I myself am guilty of that because it's easy. It's lazy. It gets delivered to your door. It tastes passable. Not even good, but passable. And you can choke it down. This kind of stuff definitely does take a toll on the human body. Especially, have a good one, Hebrew. Especially when you let it eat you alive. I am seeing that more and more and more and more as these days go on. That mental illness and the addiction to relevance drives so many of these people. What's up, Duff Man? Good to see you, buddy. For me, a lot of the fun in this came from Connie, right? But now Connie's gotten to a point where his life is just this. It's not as fun anymore. A lot of it's just him trying to be like, oh, my mom's dying. By the way, I'm playing Pokemon Go. I'm not triggered by anyone. That's why I'm going live and talking about nothing, because I'm lonely and a fucking loser. This has always been the case for Connie, but at least he blessed us with the occasional freak out, right? That's not so much a thing anymore. So we've had to go to other content. We've had to look for other content. AC has found himself with the Genuinely Jen content, right? And it got so hairy that Genuinely Jen had to go to Vegas Valley, therefore tying that knot together. Now, Genuinely Jen is a whole breed of fucking crazy. She has her kids that have restraining orders on her because she is a fucking creep. She would offer her kids' friends blowjobs. She would force cat shit into her friends' or kids' friends' mouths. And she would disguise these and call these all pranks for some reason. All of it very, very disturbing. But she hates when any of this is brought up or criticized or even mentioned, right? Allie was on panel. She was on Queen Wasp's panel. You can go back and watch that. I'm sure you're subbed to Queen Wasp, so you can check her out there. I don't even think she knows this channel exists, so it's a very low chance she'll actually pop up on here. Yeah, we're all going through something, Brew. I would assume so. It's tough. It's tough out there. What, you guys think my life's easy? Well, it is. She just lost her dad. That sucks. Yeah, well, I don't know what you want me to say about that other than that sucks. You know? Shit, I'm going to lose my dad eventually. I mean, the guy's 82. And Nunzio was supposed to go kill him. I don't know what happened to that. Nunzio told me, he swore to me that he was going to go kill my dad. Right? He says, I'm going to go find your father because I'm a humble individual. I'm going to go to his domicile and I'm going to kill your dad. Tonic the fox. You know. And then he proceeded to get shooed away in the gated community that my dad lives in, which was absolutely hilarious. Maybe his car is solar powered. Yeah, no, it could be. I bet you his cell phone is solar powered. Yep, have a good one. Nunzio's a whole breed of fucking retard. You know, I just can't with him. I do think it's funny that he makes so many threats and never keeps up on any of them, right? I love his grandiose stories about saying, oh yeah, we can go all over the place. We're going to take all the airline miles. Zell has all the airline miles. I genuinely do not believe that Zell even has that job at the airport or whatever. Because she has entirely too much time in her hands. She didn't used to be on here at all. Now she's on here every single time Nunzio's. Yeah, well, Nunzio's bent in the head and also retarded. So, one of the things that got out recently was Nunzio's parents wanted to give Ruru power of attorney. Which would make it basically so she was his parent, right? Nunzio's parents wanted to give him up. They don't want to deal with him at all. I don't think it's so far that they don't love him. Maybe they do in some capacity, but he is so insufferable. He's such a giant piece of shit that they just can't stand to be with him anymore. They can't stand to have him related. Right? It's the aunts that I think are giving him money, and he often goes to their house pretending it's his. Thanks to Shell Bell, we actually have the apartment complex that he lives in. Right? Which I got no room to talk. I'm in an apartment right now. So, there's that. But Nunzio loved to talk tough up until that apartment complex got out there. And you notice he's taken somewhat of a step back. It's only when he gets super triggered by someone like Lord Doc that he comes back out. Or Tommy, for that matter. And Tommy D is a whole nother individual in and of himself. Tommy D went from being good friends with Squishy Cat, Weenie, and all the rest of them to now being this little JoJo simping bitch. Right? JoJo came back out of prison and he got back to live streaming pretty much full time. This is when he's not at his part-time job that he has to come home in the evening for and eat his microwave steak. But Tommy's up there almost every single night. And people are telling me Tommy D TV is going through some shit. Like some serious fucking shit. Right? You can hear it in his voice, and honestly, I need to take some of the Vegas Valley streams and clip them together. Not anything that Joey's saying, not anything that any of the panelists are saying, but specifically the Tommy D lines. Right? Because you can hear how incredibly fucking high he is. Now that I haven't been smoking weed, I actually hear it even more now. Right? When he was fighting with Brett, he was, oh, Brett, you're so mad, bro. Oh, why are you so mad? Oh my god. Or when he's just talking about normal shit. Eminem's the greatest. He's amazing. I love all the Eminem songs. Yeah, Jeremy. But when he gets challenged on anything, he starts to shrivel up, right? I don't want to talk about the Zell stuff. I don't want to talk about sleeping with her. He still denies sleeping with her, which is crazy. We have texts, we have admissions from both of them that they both slept together. And I just learned yesterday that he had actually been sleeping with her even longer than he puts on, right? A lot of us thought that the Zell relationship with Tommy D had only happened recently. It turns out that he said he had a relationship with a Bible study girl. Turns out that was Zell the whole time. So he had been seeing her for weeks without even telling anyone. He was literally ashamed to have sex with this woman. And still is. Right? He said he referred to her pussy as tasting like a 9-volt battery and having sea foam. Like she had a diseased vagina. I've never heard of that. I've never seen that. Larry Blaze fucking gone. I don't even know where that guy is anymore. I mean, he's a woman beater. Like, fuck him. Right. And it speaks a lot for this woman to have so many cases on almost every man she's been with. Whether it was Nunzio, whether it was Larry Blaze, whoever else, she seems to provoke these men to the point where these men already have a violent history. They just take it out on her. I'm not saying that it's her fault. I'm saying that she makes incredibly bad choices and only makes those choices worse with her shitty behavior. JoJo's panel, as well as Joe, with a need for validation and mental illness. Right? JoJo himself seems to be snapping. It's just how it's going to come out. It's what we're all watching, what we're all waiting for, right? The guests on his show are just some of the worst. I know a lot of people are watching directly for Mike Cerrone, right? So someone was telling me, because I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, where are these numbers coming from? Where are these views coming from? Someone pointed out to me that Mike Cerrone goes to a lot of different sectors, whether it's the black sector, whether it's critical truth, whether it's, or chaotic truth, any number of places, Gen X Jeffs. And he gathers people, not because he's smart, not because he's educated, not because he's well-rounded, but because Mike lies and drinks. He's really good at those two things, right? He'll sit in his mom's house, which his mom is still well and alive. You guys Mike, you need to stop pretending she's not. Like, her docs is out there. It's been shown before. She's been shown before. We've heard her in the background. We've seen her in the background. Oh, Gen X Jeff finally booted Mikey? Is he finally done? Because I know the two people that would use Mike for content early on, Kane Catharsis. And Kane went on to other stuff. And Gen X Jeff. Those are the two people that would constantly use Mike for content. What's up, Hero?
Hey, so I just went over there because I was bored and hopped back in the basement again just to see if they'd let me out. Because that's over there now on panel. And she goes, it's one of those little fuckers from Tonic's fucking panel or something that's in the back. and she won't say who it is. She hasn't said my name this whole live stream, and I've been there the whole time. Anyways, but she goes, "You're not coming up. Did you not get the hint? You need me to tell you that?" And I'm like, "All right." And I just put "wow" in the chat, in the private chat, and left. But yeah, Zat and Zero over there. I just want to be able to talk to them, but Zat said he's gonna have a panel probably later, so I'll probably hop up over there and figure shit out.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody knows.
I'd be more than happy to
Keeping you-
jump on Zat's panel when he does have it.
Yeah, I was just keeping you informed, and I'm bored. So, all right, have a good one.
Yeah. Well, it kind of solidifies that Queen Wasp is not having connection issues like she says she is, right? But she's actively just not letting people up, not letting people. You know what? Let me go ahead and let me take a try. Let's see if I can get up there.
Fuck
Where
you,
the fuck is
California,
my
Arizona, Florida, motherfuckers.
No, I'm Nevada.
Nevada, I want to be there, or Arizona.
But you're not connected. It doesn't say who you are, but you're not.
Me?
No, not you.
I like small spaces. I'm having a hard time adjusting to a big space. I like small spaces. So I have 2 of my own rooms, my rainbow room and my sleep deprivation room.
Your
Which are walk-in
fucking
closets.
goddamn, what do you call it? Walk-in closet's probably the size.
Because I like small spaces. I'm not used to a big space like this. Again, I don't like it like that. I'd rather have a little house, not a house like this.
No, you need to get a tiny house like Silver Diamond.
That's what I want. I want a little house. He's building me a fucking tree house in my backyard. You think I'm kidding? I'm not.
That's fucking awesome.
It's already.
Fuck yeah.
The wood is out there, and the pool is getting
I
fucking.
can buy all I want. It's my stream. Whoever you are, I don't want you up here. So have a nice day.
Now wait to have my own fucking tree house.
I don't even know who you are, and I don't even care.
You got trees out there?
Like a mother.
I don't have to admit anything. I don't care. I can do what I want on my own show. So take a hike. I don't.
Are they yelling at me because I'm on here or something? Because I'm new?
No. They're just
Oh.
controlling little bitches.
If they are, tell them it's okay. I probably won't be back for like a year. This is like a one-time thing, and I just so happen to pick your channel to be on in the middle of the night.
No, they like to fuck with people.
So you can see that Queen Wasp is not letting me up at all, right? She's making excuses. She's pretending that she can't see my connection is clearly connected, which I can show you, right? Oh, I got booted. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Yeah. No, this is who she is now, I guess.
I gotta go get my fucking French toast. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate that Queen Wasp is such a little coward, right? I mean, I don't really know why she's afraid of a conversation. That doesn't make any sense to me. She keeps saying, "Oh, it's my show. I can do what I want." Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I'm not here to stop you. You know, I'll just fuck off, go play video games, something like that. Go do whatever. Maybe we'll watch some TV. But it really speaks for a lot when you just don't want these people to be criticized. Oh, really? Interesting. Oh, Tommy's in chat. Jesus Christ, man. These fucking people. I just can't. I love that these people, they love to be defended. They love to be coddled, right? But as soon as they're challenged in any way, shape, or form, like in the smallest way, they start freaking out. it's disappointing. You know, and this is one of the reasons I guess I do agree with Roscon to an extent. She I grilled her about like, hey, you donated to, you know, Vegas Valley, you gave Big Mama a lump sum of money. And these people call AC a pedophile like every fucking night. Now, obviously that's not true. AC is in no way that kind of person. He's a family man, for God's sake. He just audited with somebody who was a pedo, and this was before he knew that. So it's just a dumb fucking stretched out story, right? I've even heard the story get to the point where he's like, "Oh yeah, AC had candy in his pockets." If you've ever seen AC, AC has never kept candy in his pockets for more than 10 minutes. He's fat, is what I'm saying. But when I grilled Roscon about it, when I asked her, hey, why did you do this? She said, I'm not friends with anybody. I donate to who makes me laugh. And I get that. You know, because having friends on here is going to break your heart. The friends that you have are going to go support people that you don't. Or people that just directly hurt you. You'll never be able to win if you're playing to win on this bullshit. There's no winners, there's no losers, there's just existence on here. A lot of these people are lonely, a lot of these people are sad, a lot of these people are just here to get their mind off of the cold, stark reality that is their lives. That's what I often see on Vegas Valley. You got a lot of drunks on there. Mike is a drunk. Julia is a drunk. Ladybug likes to drink. Jojo, I don't think drinks. I think he's on anti-psych meds. And I think he doesn't take them. Right? I noticed all last night, he was manic. Like, really manic. Right? He was taking every little thing as a challenge. It didn't matter what it was. How small. Right? Jojo drinks sometimes. He says he doesn't. He swears up and down he doesn't. So, I don't really know. Well, we're all... Hebrew, the only thing we're trying to do is talk to Zero and Zatachi, and she just won't let it happen. I will give Zatachi a little credit. He at least will have a panel later where this can be addressed. But you know what he's going to do? He's going to bring up Silver Diamond, and she is going to sit there and try to make every little thing about her. Every time you ask a question to anybody else on the panel, Silver Diamond answers it, even if it wasn't directly asked to her. And then she goes, I can talk if I want to. I don't care. Bitch, you are rude. You are rude and annoying. And so many people have told you that. I don't understand. It's like you don't talk to people in the real world. It's like you don't go out and actually have a conversation with anybody other than on here. And that really, really sucks. It completely annihilates your actual social skills. I think a lot of people take their social graces for granted when it comes to a computer screen. For some reason, this, right? When you turn into an avatar, when you're nothing, when you don't have to show your face, changes a lot of people. All right? They don't have repercussions. I think that might be a deviated septum, is what you're hearing. What I hate is the plate scraping, right? Whenever he eats something, he's got to chop it up. You hear that plate scraping, the fucking knife against the porcelain. That shit is horrible. I cannot stand that. That actually ruins my fucking life. Hate that shit. Right? Ugh. Just even thinking about it makes me want to go out and buy plastic plates. I just... Ugh. Jojo will continue up until he either goes back to prison or that house gets sold. Right? Jesus Christ. Wait, you were cutting your teeth? You were Yeah, no, it's bad. You know, what is it? Even Chicky's pointed out when I eat, like, sometimes I'll fucking chew, like, directly into the mic. She's like, oh, I hate that. So, yeah, I have my own shit, too. But yeah, Jojo, I feel like if he keeps going on the path he's going, he's going to end up back in jail. Right? But that's yet to be determined. I would ideally want him to stay out because, I mean, he's spent, I think, over a decade behind bars at this point. Being in jail, going to jail, all that stuff, it sucks. It doesn't make you a bad person, but it's definitely lost time. That was one of the reasons I stepped back a lot from this, because there was a lot of time I was investing in this. I was doing various streams about pretty much nothing, right? I was wasting hours of valuable time that I could have been exercising, that I could have been planning for my financial future, that I could have been working on things, you know, like my driving test. Just avoiding life, really. You know, and that was one of the things that pot helped with, was avoiding life and wasting money. I see that all too often with these people. I feel with these people, they get the same mentality I do. Because we're adults, because we're grown up, we don't really have to do responsibilities. We don't have to do things if we don't want to. That's not the case. There is things I need to do. There is things I need to get done. And that applies for almost anyone. Right? This is one giant distraction. Now, the difference between me and a person with a family is that my needs aren't as imperative, right? I can put whatever off until the end of time, and whether I get it done or I don't is inconsequential. When it comes to a family, when it comes to kids, when it comes to an actual life you're trying to build, a future for them, for yourself, to make sure that they're secure, that's when it becomes to a breaking point with me where I'm just like, wow, you are a giant piece of shit. Because it's not just your life in the balance, it's their life in the balance. People often conflate, they say, oh, he's talking about my kids. No, I don't do that. What I'm talking about is the parents. Right? I can't tell you how many times that they try to excuse their behavior by blaming something like that. No, I'm pointing out that you're shitty parents, and you use this as a distraction. That's very obvious. That's why I'd say the best people for this are craft singles, or people that, you know, just don't plan on really having a life, building a life. They're just kind of doing things for themselves. For that, I don't blame you guys. But for those that are actually trying to build families, yeah, this ain't for you. This is a bad idea. And I'll always say that. It's disappointing to see some of the lives on here and how they've been completely broken. Right? I've been on here for about 6 years now, and I myself have benefited a lot from this. I went from making $300 every 2 weeks to making more money and more money and more money until now I'm finally comfortable to be on my own. There's nobody here. Hey, what's up, Nicolene? But I did that all myself. Right? When it came to getting the jobs, did that myself. When it came to earning the money, I did that myself. There was plenty of help I did receive on here, especially in the beginning when I lost all of my shit. And I endlessly thank those people who donated for all of that. That really helped out a lot. But when it came to striving for getting myself a better life, I worked at that. I can only imagine how much more difficult it is when you're doing that for yourself and your kids. And I see a lot of people fail at it. You know, I've seen people go from having their kids to losing them in a matter of years because of their irresponsibility with how they can't cope with others online. They can't get along with others online. They have to destroy their own lives for this, which this is meaningless. This really doesn't have a purpose other than wasting time. I've always thought that. At what point are you going to take your life into your hands? I'm still trying to figure that out myself. What parts are me and what parts are shared with other people? How much time I'm allotting to these people versus how much time is truly for myself. With some of these people, time, it's just out the window. It just doesn't matter. Because drugs and alcohol has a lot to play in this kind of shit. Tommy D is probably one of the most sad on here, right? He's in denial of a lot of shit, but it's very obvious that he's using this to cope with a lot of bullshit. There was one thing that I pointed out that he will not address, he will not answer, he will not bother to talk about. And that was a couple weeks ago. I want to say like a week ago. But it's about a week ago, right? He was on Vegas Valley. And you heard his relatives in the background. They were all watching Monday Night Football. Now, I'm not a big football guy, more of a basketball guy, more of a baseball guy, but I do know how religious people can be about Monday Night Football. And you heard his family in the background cheering and being lively and really being into it, being all about it. Right? They were having a really good time. Where is Tommy? He's busy on JoJo's panel, agreeing with everything he's saying, talking to Jeremy again. And don't get me wrong, I like Jeremy. Out of all of them, I'd say I like Jeremy. He's funny. He's cool. No, I agree. 303 absolutely ruined his life. He's still got those kids, though. You know, he's still got them little Rugrats. I think he's got 5 kids. That was one of the rumors that were kind of like trying to circulate, was that he lost his kids, and then he kind of came on and proved that no, he's still got them somehow. But you know, that guy's been in and out of prison or jail, I should say, not prison, so many times. Yeah, no, he did. It wasn't even a van; it was an RV. So it was an RV. Now he was living there with I think it was 5 dogs, and 2 of the dogs died. He was raising those kids in that van. It was they ate dog shit off the floor. And the thing is, you know, there were 2 individuals that actually knew this, and I think you know what I'm talking about, right? I don't really have to even say their names, but they were very, very well aware of this. And they tried their best to keep it from everybody for the longest time. Said, oh, no, you got it wrong. That's not what happened. It's it's the law. It's the police trying to make him look bad. They're trying to frame 303. When now it comes out that the person who was his best friend did a live stream saying, "Oh no, it's all true. By the way, I was lying about the whole thing, and you guys were duped and psych up." No, you were perfectly fine with children eating dog shit off the floor and being abused. You chose to do nothing about it. You choose to not intervene at all, even though you know what's wrong. You knew what was wrong at the time, and you watched it happen. What really got to me wasn't so much the RV. That's what we did see. Here's what we didn't see, right? The RV was in the summer. Flash forward to the winter, and 303 and his family are in a tent in Colorado in the winter, below zero temperatures, literally living in a tarp in the woods. A passerby who happened to be 303's best friend, I'm sure we can guess who that is, didn't so much take sympathy on 303, but the kids. So he let the kids stay in his house in fear of them freezing to death. This is a grim reality. It's almost unreal. It's like something you would see in a movie or some kind of Netflix show, but it's real. And that's why I say you can either let this take over your life, and let this run your whole life in pursuit of money. A lot of people do it in the pursuit of money. They think that there's dollar signs in it. And there is to an extent, but at what cost? Your humility, your pride, your dignity. How important are those to you? Is the real question. What I'm watching on Queen Wasp right now, she's been going for 5 hours. And she's afraid to let people up because of criticism. And my suspicion that she's being paid by Zero. It's tough. It's tough to think about with these people and letting this run their lives. Right? I would assume everybody does to an extent. If they didn't, they wouldn't get upset when it's called into question. That's what's really sad, is these people know better. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat over there. See what she's going on about.
I don't want to hear it.
I also don't like reading fucking books.
What?
Check it back. I fuck. Oh, you haven't turned off. I heard that.
I turned it off. Yes.
Damn it! Everybody already heard the.
Oh, she's turned her DVR off, so you can't even go back in the stream. Oh wow, that's pressed. That's oof. And of course, they always have their little ticker at the bottom that has their Cash App. That's one thing I've always been firmly against, right? I don't like to promote the Cash App. Every once in a while I will. But it's not something I like to put out there. Just because it seems beggy. Seems sad. Seems weird. Yeah, you got AC who plays the kick out the panel game, and I myself probably couldn't play it because I don't have enough gas half the time. But, I mean, that to me is just kind of a business. The fact that people love to play that separates begging from some service that's provided. Now you got JoJo who lifted it, right? But the thing is, AC didn't invent that by any stretch of the imagination. It was probably lifted from somewhere else. So to say that he stole that, well, that's just wholly false. I don't know. These people are giving me a lot to think about. And I have not even gone into Vegas VIPs or Vippy. Scott is his name. Now, this guy... Let me see if I can find the screenshot. Here we go. So this little retard. Now, he's a whole breed of fucking... I don't even know. This guy, I need to put together the clips. But he was begging JoJo for the video of Noelle masturbating. Now, Noelle, as we know, is a mentally handicapped, severely autistic girl who is 23, but she can't really... She has the intelligence and kind of behavioral patterns of like a 12-year-old. Right? She can't really think for herself too well. That's just the truth. So she was on a panel on Vegas Valleys, and she started fingering herself to Mike Cerrone. Which is crazy. Jeff who? But Vippy here, Vegas VIPs, as you can see in this comment, he went up on JoJo's and begged him for the video. He says, I need to see this. I need to see this video of this mentally handicapped girl masturbating. Right? Demanded it. And now when he's called out for it, he says, oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. It definitely wasn't a joke. And when I play the recording back, you'll see for yourself. I always like for all of you to make up your mind for yourselves, right? That's the idea. Yeah, that's he made the weird pedophile joke about the guitar teacher. So he was already striking out, right? He was already on just kind of really creepy terms. So other than that, we have another clip of him begging Nunzio for this dog sex video, right? There was a particular individual who there was a rumor spreading around. Again, rumor, not fact, rumor. I cannot stress that enough. That this person had had relations with a dog after coitus with their boyfriend. I don't believe this in any stretch of the imagination. It was a really half, like, beaten truth. Like it's not true. It's just I just don't believe it. I'm sorry, I just don't. But Nunzio being Nunzio, he of course went on like it was going to be released. He had it. And he was just waiting to put it out there to destroy this person's life, to absolutely decimate them, because he was mad at this person for some reason or another. I would assume it's really his own life he's mad at. He's just taking it out on people on the internet because he's retarded. But Vegas VIPs jumps up and he goes, I need that video. I need that dog. Show me the video. I want to see the video. Now, why anyone would want to see a video of a woman having sex with a dog, I'll never know. That is disgusting and illegal, mind you. Right? Illegal to own, illegal to watch, illegal to possess. Not too long ago. Hebrew, actually, like, I want to say a week and a half ago. So the rest assured, this Vegas Vips guy, or Scott, is an absolute fucking creep. There's no way around that. We've got content on him here coming up on Wednesday. Got an exclusive video with him that has never been seen before. I actually own that video, and I plan to play it in full. We see how tiny Scott's feet are. He's got little baby feet, right? Little baby booties. And likes to wear Dockers, which I thought were kind of exclusively for gay rich guys. Right? I actually had not heard of Dockers since the 90s, since Tommy Hilfiger was big. So that'll be interesting to watch. He's in his backyard in his home gym. I asked him multiple times, can he afford a gym? He says he can, but he somehow gets a better workout at home. I don't understand that. That doesn't really make any sense. But we'll go over it. Yeah, we'll talk about it. There's a couple other things I have for Wednesday's show. I'm not going to bother going over the 111 stuff because that's kind of been done to death. I was going to have this Dr. Chink guy on to try to explain the Tinder stuff, but the more I keep probing into it, the less believable it becomes from both sides. I've realized that 111 is just kind of a fucking liar, like a huge lying sack of shit, and he'll manipulate almost anyone. And then Dr. Chink is just kind of the same way. I don't really want him to use this platform to just spew lies and just kind of try to promote himself. That's the last thing I would want to do. I think this guy more or less just needs to be left alone and he should die on his own. He doesn't seem to be gaining any traction on his own. He keeps spurging out on Vegas Valley. So I think the better option is to cover him, but not so much give him a platform, right? But I do like this little comment. If anyone has Tonic's info, post it here. I want everything. There's plenty of people who have it. And trust me, Vips, having my info is absolutely going to do nothing. I will just laugh at you while it's posted and then just proceed to go on about my life. I told Vips that I live in a stand your ground state, so if his dumbass wants to actually come here and try to do something, well, I mean, I'm fully well aware of how the law works now, so it's just not good. As soon as I told him, hey, straight up, you try anything, I'll blow your fucking head off, he instantly said, well, come to my house. So clearly he's afraid of guns. Crazy, right? And in Kansas, you can just buy a gun, right? So I have friends with guns. I purchased a gun myself. I have it in storage in my closet. It's nice and locked up. The ammo is separated from the gun itself, but I have it on hand, right? For just such an occasion. There's no need for a license or anything like that. State of Kansas is actually extremely easy to just get a gun. I had the $370 and I was able to purchase one. No, I'm not going to keep the gun loaded. I'll load it when I need it. What's up, Hero?
Hey, just real quick, keeping you updated. So Queen Wasp just said on her panel that, because you can't rewind, so I'm just letting you know. Queen Wasp just said that the reason why she didn't let us up there is because we were gonna attack Allie.
Yeah, no, I have nothing to. No, she's making.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's
There's no
making
reason
up.
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Just.
These lies just aren't good. These lies are just so half-assed. I can't with this. Yeah, no kidding. With the live journalism. I just can't with Queen Wasp. I don't know why she's being such a huge pussy about all this. Honestly, it's to the point where I'm kind of giving up on her as a whole, and I just can't with it anymore. And that's the point I get to with a lot of this crap is I just get frustrated, and I don't go on the attack anymore so much. I just kind of walk away because I'm bored of it. No, I'm not. I haven't played Avowed in a while. I really should get back on that. And speaking of which, I've gone on pretty long. It was an hour and 20. I kind of want to get back to playing Ninja Gaiden 4. But I just thought I'd get, an hour or so in on the, the time or whatever, because I need to get my watch hours in. I want to get a little bit off my chest and get you guys prepared for Wednesday's show. We've got plenty of stuff to go over. We've got plenty of stuff to cover. And just kind of telling you guys what we are going to cover, what we're not going to cover, stuff like that. So, I thank you all for watching the channel. I thank you all for subbing. I do appreciate every one of you. Love me or hate me, the view's the view, and I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys are excited to see me back. My streams may be sparse here and there, but I can't really have this envelop my life nearly as much as it used to, right? Because I'm starting to value my time more and more. Because it's my time, right? Sometimes I just choose to spend it on here. But regardless, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hearing me out. And I appreciate every one of you. So, y'all have a good one, and I will see you in the next stream.